all, welcome back to online SAP Web Training.
In the last session, we have seen the prerequisites for this particular course, and then course content you already know. We have covered what is a ERP, what is SAP, what is ABAP. So in this PPT, I try to cover everything, but generally in the classes I will explain the scenarios without showing the PPT. Maybe at the end, I will send you this PPT so that you can refer it, whatever we discussed in the class. Okay, so general business process, all these things we have discussed. Then steps to implement in your company. And then one more important point. ABAP is a language. It's a programming language. And SAP is a package. So just wanted to tell you the difference between a package and language. What is a package? Package means some set of applications, if already available, then we'll call it as a package. SAP is a package which has already some programs, some applications already available. When you buy the license of SAP, when you install SAP, already some set of programs are available. Something like when you purchase a mobile, new mobile, already some set of applications will be available which can be used ready-madely. In the same way, SAP when you purchase, some set of applications or some set of programs already available, standard SAP programs those are. But what is ABAP then? All the standard SAP programs or applications are written in ABAP language. But even if you want to create a new applications, even if you want to create a new programs, we can do it with the ABAP language. ABAP is a language, something like a C language. You know, you might have heard of C language. In the same way, ABAP is a language. We also discussed about this software lifecycle, SAP methodology. Okay, so due to power interruption yesterday, we stopped with this SAP methodology. So today we will continue further. Now today I just wanted to introduce a brief introduction about SAP architecture. What is this SAP architecture? SAP has 3 layers. Remember, it has 3 layers. First one is GUI layer, or it's called a presentation layer. GUI is also called as graphical user interface. Then at the back end there is something called database layer, and in the middle there is something called application layer. So there are 3 layers. What is a GUI? Now whatever the PPT you are looking in, I'll say this is a PPT related GUI, graphical user interface. If you want to see SAP GUI looks something like this. So few people already could have seen this. So this screen, whatever is coming up, this is SAP graphical user interface. If I open a Word document, that is Windows related GUI, graphical user interface. SAP also has its own set of GUI. Then what else it has? Let us come back to PPT. It has a database layer. That means SAP stores data into the database. So some database is available. And to communicate between this database and GUI, there is some intermediate layer is there, that is called application layer. Generally in this layer, the program logic will be executed. So application layer always try to communicate from database layer to GUI and GUI to database layer, and some program related logic will be executed. in this application layer. So apart from these three, SAP also has some third-party database, something like this. Can you see now? This is your presentation layer. That means the screens which are visible. This is your database. Database means which stores the data. And application layer, it has a dispatcher, it has some work processes. So which will mainly communicate between database and presentation layer. And apart from these three layers, SAP uses a third-party database. What is this third-party database? It may be SQL database, it may be Oracle database, or it may be any other third-party database. So now my question is, why SAP is using third-party database? See, the SAP is, what is the definition of SAP? System, application and product in data processing. It's a system application product. That means SAP is designed to manage your business data, your business applications. When the SAP was born, SAP was invented in around 1972. In 1972, at the time, there are some good database technologies are already available. That is Oracle, SQL, all these database technologies are already available. So SAP main intention is not to create another database. SAP intention is to provide a technology to manage business data. So now what happened? SAP tried to use the existing database and it has built on top of it. SAP has taken the help of SQL or Oracle database and has built on top of it. They have some mutual agreements. Say for example, if you purchase the license of SAP, you will also get the license for SQL or Oracle database. So it will be done like it is something like inbuilt functionality. So you don't need to worry. In fact, tomorrow when you are working as a ABAP consultant, so if you are getting some problem in the Oracle database or SQL database, you don't need to worry. So as a ABAP consultants or as a SAP consultants, always we will concentrate on these three things: presentation layer, application layer and database. So SAP database always communicates to the third-party database. Actually, SAP database will not store any data. The third-party database will store the physical data. Here I want to give some examples. Something like if you stand in front of a mirror, in the mirror you will get an image, right? So that is not the actual picture of you. You are physically standing in front of the mirror, but you are able to look at the image of yourself in the mirror. In the same way, in the SAP database, physical data is not available, but a image is available in this here in the SAP database layer level. But in the third-party database layer level, physical data or actual data is available. So what I mean to say, tomorrow when you save some data from SAP side, so a image will be available in the SAP side and a physical data will be available in the third-party database. So just remember this. Any questions here?
No, Ram. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go to the next concept. System landscape. So SAP always recommend you to have 3 different servers, that is development, quality and production. So the naming itself is saying you development server is for development purpose, quality server is to test your programs, to check the quality of your programs, and production server is to doing the actual business. So there are 3 different servers the SAP recommend you to have. So here every server is connected to different clients. Maybe in the engineering level or in your graduation level, you could have seen server client architecture. Same here. If you don't know server client architecture also, it is simple. Say for example, you are accessing your Gmail. The Gmail you are accessing in your computer. So your computer is a client, but actual Gmail server is located somewhere. Centrally, it is located somewhere in a US or somewhere in a Europe. I don't know where exactly, but the server is located somewhere. But you can access it through any place. In the same way, the development server is located somewhere in your company, and you can access by sitting on your workstation. You can access this development server in any of the computer. And similarly, quality server also you can access in any of the computer, and production server also you can access, and production server is connected to most of the business outlets. Say for example, when you went to big shops, when you went to big hotels or something like that, they are using some business systems, actual business systems in industries especially. So those systems or those computers are directly connected to this production system. So we have, like, SAP recommend to have 3 different servers. And generally what will happen when you create a program, first it is available in the development server. There is something called a transport organizer in SAP. Maybe we'll discuss more details about transport organizer later. So once you develop a program in the development server, when you transport it, the same program, a copy of that program will come to the quality, and in the quality you will check whether the program is working correctly or not. If it is everything is fine, then again you will release the transport request from quality to production. So a copy of the program will move into the production. Then the business people who are connected to this production server will be working in their outlets. So this is how SAP system landscape is designed. Fine. So a brief introduction about SAP system landscape. So mostly some of you are already having an idea about it, but if you have any questions, let me know. So coming to the next point. So after learning this course, tomorrow as a ABAP consultant, what is my scope? You may be in any of the one of the project tomorrow. Once you join in a company, you may be in implementation or rollout project. Implementation means until that point, a company is not using SAP. It may be using some other system, and the company want to move into SAP. So those kind of project is called implementation project. Sometimes what will happen, a company is located in different locations. One plant is available in India, another one is in US, another one is in Europe. For example, in US plant, they have implemented already SAP. They want to roll out to Europe, they want to roll out to India. Then those kind of projects, generally will call it as a rollout projects. There is something called upgrade projects. Say for example, a very old customer, he implemented SAP in say for example 2005 or somewhere, and now he want to upgrade to the latest version of SAP. So as a ABAP consultant, you should also support this upgrade activities. And then there is something called support project. So once SAP is implemented for a company, there might be some additional requirements, there might be some problems which will occur. So you need to support your customer to resolve these things. So this is called support activity or support project. So tomorrow you will be placed in any one of these projects after learning this ABAP and when you join in any company. So any one of this project you are going to work. Fine. So
Yeah.
with this, the theoretical part of introduction about your recipe is almost completed. So now mostly we are going to a practical portion wherein
We are going to see how to handle with SAP GUI. So we'll meet in the next session.